The Samsung Flip series is one of the series of Samsung foldable phones that usually did not perform well for the price. But can the Galaxy Z Flip 3 change this role? This video is a review of the most valuable foldable phone, the Galaxy Z Flip 3. Let's the video. The design is a special part of this $1,000 phone. Sorry, $999.99. The weight of this device is 183 grams and its thickness is 6.9mm in the open state and 15mm in the closed state, and its size is 6.7 inches with a ratio of 21:9. The phone is lightweight and its size ratio with weight balance make it really comfortable. On the back panel are two camera lenses with a 1.9-inch display at the top, which is an efficient display that can be used to take selfie with the main camera or check notifications, and is much more efficient than last year. The back panel is also protected by Gorilla Glass Victus and has excellent resistance. There is a hinge in the center of the Z Flip 3 that can be used to fold the phone in half. The hinge material is really great and conveyed a good feeling. And it is even waterproof now and has the IPX8 standard. And it is completely waterproof, but there is no IP dust resistance for this phone, so if you buy it, don't try it. Also in the middle of the hinge is the Samsung logo. This fold gives you two options. The first is that you can easily carry it, and the second is that you can open it halfway to use the features that Samsung has provided for it in this case, such as photography and video recording in a way that is really efficient. The middle frame of the Z Flip 3 is made of aluminum, and in general its body material is quite flagship. On the front panel there is a display with a punch-hole selfie camera on top of it, and 85% of the front panel is the display, which is acceptable for this special phone. But the protective layer of this display is plastic, which according to Samsung said it is 80% more durable than last year, but it is still very soft and even damaged by nails, which is a bad feeling for a phone. The Galaxy Z Flip 3 has a Super AMOLED foldable display with Full HD Plus resolution and also supports HDR10+ content. The quality and contrast of the images is great, and the depth of black color is really attractive, but there is a recess in the middle of the screen due to being foldable, which can be said to be really annoying. The pixel density of this device is 426 ppi, and the content is quite sharp and lovely. Also, this device can produce up to 960 nits of brightness, and there is no problem to see the content in it, even outdoors. This display also supports a special type of the S Pen, but if you want you should buy separately with a special case. The refresh rate of this phone is 120Hz and adaptive, and in addition to really high speed and smoothly, it has optimal battery consumption. The second display of the Z Flip 3 is Super AMOLED with a resolution of 2060 in 512, which has a good quality and is perfectly suitable for its intended use. In terms of security, the Z Flip 3 has a side-mounted fingerprint sensor that is extremely fast, and its security is quite acceptable, but it is in a very bad place and is difficult to reach. But Samsung has done low in terms of camera. The main lens of this phone is 12 megapixels. The photos have good dynamic range, but the sharpness and detail are not as good as a flagship, and the photos are a bit overprocessed. In portrait photos, the subject is not separated so well from the background, but the details of the subject are not lost much. In night mode, the photos are a bit noisy, but the detail and exposure increase as well. The ultra-wide lens of this device is 12 megapixels too, and the sharpness and dynamic range are weaker than the main lens, and the photos are slightly softer. With the main camera, you can record 4K 60 frames per second video, which is acceptable, and its OIS stabilizer performance is also quite satisfactory. But the selfie camera of this phone is 10 megapixels. The photos have good dynamic range and detail, but there is a bit of software sharpness in the photos. With a selfie camera you can record 4K 30 frames per second video, and it has an acceptable selfie camera. The Z Flip 3 has a Snapdragon 888 5G processor and 8 GB of LPDDR5 RAM. No lag or slowness can be seen in this phone, and it does the heaviest work well, but it gets hot during long and heavy uses, which is a bit annoying. This device has 128 or 256 GB of UFS 3.1 memory and is a complete flagship in terms of hardware. Z Flip 3 comes with Android 11 and One UI 3.1.1 and has full software support for up to 3 years. The software of this phone is very compatible with the features of the phone and has very good personalization and multitasking features, and is one of the greatest Android UIs. The worst part of Z Flip 3 is battery. This phone has a 3300 mAh lithium polymer battery that can only work from morning to evening in semi-heavy use. There is no charger in the box, but the phone supports a 15-watt wired charger and a 10-watt wireless charger, and it takes about an hour to fully charge it. But due to the low capacity of the battery, you have to charge the phone more times, and this is very bad for the battery, and the battery of this phone is also non-replaceable, and this is awful. Z Flip has a stereo speaker tuned by AKG. It makes a lot of sound volume, and also it has good quality and low sound production, and in general its speakers are great as a special phone. Finally, in my opinion, the Flip 3 is worth buying more than other foldable phones. But if really being foldable and special is not very important to you, this phone is not a good choice at all. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, like it, and if you like my content, subscribe to my channel, and goodbye, see you in next video.